Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. I'm doing okay. You know, one day at a time. I got some really cold water here with some Crystal Light wild strawberry mixture in there. I found it in the cabinet. Apparently I bought it at some point and just now discovering it again and drinking it. So I'll probably have to get some more because I've been hitting it pretty hard. I went through a period there where I was trying all different kind of stuff, and at first, you know, some of it was hit and miss, but I didn't throw any of it out. I just said, well, I'll try it again later, because I was just, you know, fresh out of getting the weight loss surgery, and some things were hit and miss, and some things I could have and some things I couldn't, depending on what they did to my stomach at the time. Well, my stomach has been on the fritz, of course. It goes on and off the fritz. And so lately, this has been a hit and less of a miss. So, because of course I can no longer have carbonated drinks at all. So I was trying to find something that I could, you know, to drink, and it was already in my cabinet. So lucky me. I know there's other stuff in there too, you know, stuff that people sent, stuff that people suggested that I bought. So it'd be like a little treasure hunt. When I run out of the wild strawberry, I'll be looking to see what else is in there to keep me from having to buy something else, right? Well, there you go. So that's what's been going on around here. And my stupid stomach, I tell you, it don't make any sense. But I did weigh myself today, and I have lost another 6 pounds. So I'm down to 224, which is cool. I wouldn't say that I've been trying to lose any more weight. It's just I've had a lack of appetite. So I just eaten eaten to survive, more or less. I wouldn't say I eat like a bird, like some people have accused me of eating like a bird, whatever that means anyway, because birds can eat. You know what I mean? The birds can eat. Oh, and I would like to make a little correction to Saturday's video. This little guy is not a rhino. It is, of course, a triceratops. She had rhinos in the same general area as she had these, and so I just, you know, I called it a rhino. It's not a rhino, it's a triceratops. It is a dino, though. It is a dino, but it's not a rhino. So let's just a little correction to your girl's not crazy. I just it was sitting next to a bunch of rhinos, and I didn't look at it as closely as I should have looked at it, because look, I mean, you can obviously tell that's triceratops, duh. But I was not paying attention like I should have, and I called it the wrong name. So there you have it. Well, I did frog that blanket that I told y'all that I had started a corner to corner blanket with some Karen 1-pounders. And let me go over the colors I have with y'all. And I have started a different a granny square project with it, but I'm on the fence on if it's going to be a blanket or something else. Now the colors I'm working with, let's see, this was aqua. This is aqua. This is espresso brown. Brown. And this is cream. Cream. Deep sea teal. Gorgeous. And ocean. Now, I did have another blanket that I have since given away. Another granny square blanket that I used to color ocean primarily with. I had another granny square blanket that I made last year before. It was that Ode to God blanket. I actually gifted that to someone. So I don't have that one anymore. But it had, I want to say 28 or 30. I can't remember how many squares it had. Quite a few. Is that, yeah, that's what we got. I was trying to think of 4 colors. Bear with me just a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. How am I doing that? Hold on, y'all. I'm kind of confusing myself. What did I do with the brown? Oh. I'm okay. Really, I'm okay. I'm like, what did you do with the brown, silly woman? Because I had them all in this little box here. Okay. I'm like, how did you end up with 5? But this is the order that I'm doing the colors in, so that they're color coordinated. You know, I started off with the light. You know, it's, I don't, you know, part of me says it's beachy, but it's really not. No. They're not light enough to, they're too dark to really be considered beachy. So and they don't have a washed look to them. They're just pretty. But this is, I'm gonna bring it closer so you can see the different colors here. I did do 2 rows of the ocean color because I have 2 big skeins of the ocean color, and so the ocean color will be the, you know, the main color as far as the joining color and the background color, or whatever however you want to call it. But this is what I'm working with as far as the squares go. This is the frogged yarn. This is the balls of yarn where I frogged. So I did do a couple of that. I started some more squares. I don't know how, I'm on the fence on if I'm going to do me like a big duster, you know, sweater duster kind of thing. That I've really thought about it. I've had a mental picture of something like a granny square duster type situation, you know, but it's something that you know, take me a while to do because of course it's summer. I was even sitting here with a measuring tape trying to figure out how big around my arm is and how many squares, how I would do the squares, and to do the sleeves, or if I just wanted to crochet on the sleeves when I get the panels put together. Excuse me, y'all. Or how I wanted to go about that. I'm still formulating that in my head, so to be determined. So that's another reworked project. And as if I needed more headache, I did this is one of my smaller gauged knitting looms. These were gifted to me for my birthday, I believe it was last year, and I had started this hat. This is a variegated yarn from Hobby Lobby that I had gotten on clearance. I don't remember the color. I just know I love this yarn in a green color. But as you can see, it's knitting up gorgeous. This is of course going to be a hat. Now this particular, I'm gonna try to show that to y'all. I did do the ribbing, the 2x2 ribbing here for the brim, and then I'm doing what's called an owl eye stitch. Now I do have a little brief tutorial under my tutorial playlist for how to do that on a loom. There's also another content creator that has a really older tutorial. If you Google, I think her name's Deborah Shaw, and she does, I think it's something she came up with. The owl eye stitch, I think, is hers. And but it's but this is what it really looks like. Once you get past the brim of the hat, this is what those rows look like. And it just makes a very nice tight little stretchiness. But it is time consuming on a large gauge, a smaller gauge loom like this. And so it does take some time. But I just decided to pull. This was sitting in my little cubby over here, and I was just having a moment, and I was looking at things that had been sitting a while. This had been sitting since last year, and staring at me, because this has still got a long ways to go. A long ways to go. And now I do have this ball of yarn that will be more than enough, because it is knit, and so this is more than enough to finish the hat. I do have another ball of this yarn in a tote over there in that little room over there. But I believe that ball will probably do the job, because it's the whole skein, 200 and something yards. But this will probably end up being for John, because he likes green. Or myself, we'll probably share it. But it's a very time-consuming undertaking because of the smallness of the stitches. It just takes, But I've been rewatching a show on Investigation Discovery. I don't know if y'all, and a bunch of y'all probably have, because he's a very good storyteller. It's called Homicide Hunter with Lieutenant Joe Kenda, and he's got mesmerizing blue eyes and a very deep baritone voice, and I just love to hear him tell stories, and especially when he goes, "Oh my." Something about the way he says that, "Oh my." Tell me in the comments if any of y'all have watched Lieutenant Joe Kenda, Homicide Hunter. It's one of those things you could just rewatch, because you just love to hear him tell the stories, and his commentary is priceless. I mean, these are old crimes that he solved, apparently, in his a long, illustrious career in Colorado as a police detective, and all these different very interesting crimes that he solved. And it's just very comforting to watch something you've watched before, and you just find yourself being able to do things while you're watching that, because you've seen it before, but you just like to watch it again, and so that's what I've been doing, is rewatching stuff while I'm working on whatever the mood strikes me to work on. And I was when Saturday, when Mom and I were when I was getting stuff together to go get Mama to go to the market, the farmer's market, I had taken stuff out of my little go bag, and I found apparently a started project very, very early in its little development, involving this yarn, the Big Twist Menagerie, and this color, let's see, Flamingo. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. But it only had like the beginning part, like maybe one or two rows of the granny square for a granny square top. So you know what happened, right? It happened. I had to work on it. It's been one of those kind of weekends. It was one of those kind of weekends where I just got to looking around as like, and then I'd pick up something and work on it for a while, and then I'd get bored with that, so I'd pick up something else and work on that for a while, and then I'd get distracted and end up working on something else. And plus, I really wanted to work on my sister's blanket, but the heat and putting something over my lap at the same time in the heat, not very inspiring. Yeah, because it's been in the upper 90s here, and we're under a heat advisory, and I'm just praying that the power holds out, and we don't have any storms. I'm just praying for no storms and the heat and the power to hold out, because your girl doesn't do good in the heat. I just don't. But this is what that yarn looks like. Is looking like worked up. I have 5 or 6 of these. I don't remember. It's behind the chair. It's behind there somewhere. So this will be a top. It will be a granny square top. I know I have enough for a top. And so who's it for? I have no idea. No, none at all. But it's so pretty. I'm not a huge pink fan, but when it's combined with turquoise, you betcha I am. Pink looks good on me though, don't you think? So yeah, that's what's been happening over here, and yeah, I'm just gonna make these squares, and I gotta do some measurements to see, how wide that back panel's gonna be, and then I'll make a couple of front panels, and maybe it'll end up being that duster. I don't know yet, because I had planned on making a duster out of something else, but I'm just I'm taking stuff one day at a time, and there's no rules in my house involving crochet, you know what I mean? So this girl will do whatever she wants with her yarn, and whatever, and it doesn't matter. If I want to make a sweater in the daggum summer, I'm going to make a sweater in the summer. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to apologize for it. So there you have it. They might not get worn until fall and winter, but it will be here, and it will be beautiful. And I'm just, taking life one day at a time, because that's all I can do at the moment. That's all I got in me. But I did want to come and show y'all what I was working on, and what I've gotten up to this past weekend. That's about it. Just working on this hat. I picked up this hat it was sitting over on the cubby, and I was like, let me do a few rounds on that and see if I can, just kill time. I'm just killing time until the next thing, and or till bedtime or whatever. But and today John and I went got some groceries from Sam's, and somebody, I guess one of the, sometimes when you go to Sam's Club, they have product demonstrators, or sometimes they're cooking stuff in there, and someone had burnt something in there, and unfortunately my new stomach is very susceptible to smells, and smells will make me nauseated, and so we had to kind of rush through what we went in there for. So we probably could have got a few more things, but we just got the basics, our little staples, and came back home because my stomach was a churning, and I was like, oh, I gotta get home. I had one of my ginger chew things, and that saved me from upchucking right in the middle of the store. But something about that burnt smell just turned my stomach. It just turned it, and I said, Johnny, we gotta go. So we just went around and got what we had to get and checked out and got home. But I don't know. But it just seemed like it was over by the produce area where the smell was the strongest, and we went on clear to the other side of the store, and you could still smell it. So I'm not sure exactly what it was, but we even did the self-checkout. Seems to be the easiest way to get in and out of Sam's is to use the self-checkout. I find myself doing that more often lately. I typically don't care for self-checkouts because to me that's taking somebody's job, but I've been using them lately for time saving, deals for saving time. So that's what I've been doing. So it works for saving time, especially when you only have maybe 2 to 5 items, and they're small, and you just want to get in and out. So anyhow, I'll let y'all go. I just want to touch base with you, show you my manic crocheting. I get crocheting and loom knitting. I still do loom knit. I just from time to time. But yeah, I will try to get. I have a throw blanket on my big 120 peg loom. Some of y'all probably hadn't even seen that. It's in my shorts, there's a short video of me working on my 120 peg loom, wooden loom, my Sandwood loom. I've had it 3 or 4 years now. I should pull that down and work on it. It's really big. It's but yeah, I've started a project on it, and it's been sitting on top of the cube organizers for a long time now. So I need to pull it down and work on it too. It just working on crochet in the heat is not fun, and finding ways to keep your hobby going, or keep your side hustle in my case going in the heat is not an easy task. But I will persevere and work on small stuff as best I can, and see what we can come up with. But I like the coloration. I like the color combination on these squares, and I like how that pink flamingo is working up. And so we're just gonna bounce between projects and try to keep my mind occupied on things that make me happy, and away from things that don't. And I'm gonna keep working my way through the 9 seasons of Homicide Hunter Lieutenant Joe Kenda until I run out of episodes, and then I'll find something else to rewatch. Maybe I'll hook up my old PlayStation 3 and play my Dirty Harry movies. That always seems to cheer me up as well. So I know I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. Yes, Dirty Harry movies with Clint Eastwood in them from the 70s always cheer me up. He's catching the bad guy, and he's looking so sexy while he's doing it. If you don't think 70s Clint Eastwood was sexy, I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry. He definitely was. He's not now, of course, but he definitely was. Yes, he definitely had. Hey, he had that thing. He had that it thing, and it made him a lot of money. My Theo. Anyhow, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. I appreciate all the prayers and support, and I will continue to pray for the ones that have asked me to pray for them. And I will ask y'all to pray for our sweet Beverly Fowler. She took a bad fall in the last couple of days. She took a bad fall, and she's recovering from that. So if y'all would say a special prayer for her, she's a special friend to the channel, and so just remember her. She's recovering from that, and we're thinking about her today. So I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.